The Packers win in blowout fashion, 34-13 against the Arizona Cardinals. This game was basically over with in the late second quarter. I know it got a little bit close, 24-10 going into the halftime, but overall, Packers fans, we really weren't too concerned about this game. Before I get into anything real quick, I do want to say I know I was inactive for at least a week or two, and I had a little short about what exactly happened. You know, I'm in Florida, if you guys did not know that. That Hurricane Milton went right through the middle of Florida, so I was trying to get prepared, make sure everything wouldn't go out here, you know, try to keep the house in check. And everything's good. Everything's good. I mean, I'm still here. Wi-Fi is good. House is good. I had a lot of cleanup to do, that's for sure. But overall, everything was good. I'm finally settled in, and I can get back into my normal routine. So I just do want to explain that real quick. So everything's back to normal for me. I did miss last week's recap against the Rams. The Packers won against the Rams, and I thought that was a really close game. It should have been a blowout with all the Rams and how they are. But again, that was last week. Very close win, very good win. In this game, I watched the entire game, and yeah, like I said, it was 24-0 at the point. And then, like, the Packers offense just was completely controlling the whole game. Jordan Love went 22 for 32, 258 yards, 4 touchdowns, and the 1 pick. And that 1 pick, I know a lot of Packers fans have been saying it was not Jordan Love's fault at all, which I obviously agree, because Bo Melton definitely slipped. It was obvious. The ball was right there. If Bo Melton did not slip, it would have been probably a first down, and the Packers would have probably even scored on that drive. I think it was right after the 2-minute warning or something like that, because it gave the Cardinals an extra 3 points because they're right there in field goal position. But Jordan Love looked phenomenal. He had a lot of good plays. There was no risky balls. Like I said, that 1 pick wasn't even his fault, but other than that, there was no like a lot of double coverages. He was throwing dimes all over the place. He looked very comfortable, and Jordan Love was by far just so comfortable in that pocket. He had no pressures, no sacks. Jordan Love definitely, this game was definitely the best of his season so far. Going on to the ground game, Josh Jacobs, of course, the leading rusher with 62 yards on 18 attempts. Emmanuel Wilson had a lot of carries for 54 yards, had a pretty good game. Bo Melton had, you know, he was actually in this game a lot with Christian Watson, Romeo. You know, Bo Melton was actually in the game a lot more than I anticipated, so that's good. Maybe because he was trying to play against his brother. But overall, the run game, 179 rushing yards, which of course is really good in NFL. The Packers are a top 3 rushing team in the NFL, which is so weird to say that because of Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers and now Jordan Love. We're mainly a passing team, and this year is complete vice versa. This Packers offense has been so dominating to watch. Like, it's been a blessing so far, knock on freaking wood, but I just cannot be any happier with this offense. Even with the couple of losses we had like 28 points against the Eagles and then 29 points against the Vikings. We are staying close in games because of our offense, and I just cannot be any more happier as a Packer fan. Surprisingly enough, Christian Watson was our leading receiver with 68 yards, a touchdown. He had 3 catches. Of course, he had that 44-yard touchdown catch, which is a great route by him. He went into over the middle by Buda Baker. I was even surprised he was even playing this game because, of course, he got hurt a couple weeks ago against the Vikings, and we all thought it was going to be at least 3 to 4 weeks, you know, especially with Christian Watson. He's always been wishy-washy. He gets hurt for a second, and he's out for 5 to 6 weeks, so I was really shocked to even play this game, and I was really, really, really glad to see Romeo back out there. He had 2 touchdowns today for 49 yards, and we all know he had that little thing that happened last week. He got suspended. I do want to say I wanted to make a video, but I didn't at the same time because, you know, obviously didn't do a video. There was just too much we don't know about what exactly happened in that locker room, what happened between the scenes or behind the scenes of Matt LaFleur, you know, Brian Gutekunst and all that. So I didn't want to do a video because we actually don't know really anything. But like I said, you know, thankfully it was only a 1 week thing. Everything looks to be fine right now. You know, Romeo, of course, was very involved in the game with 3 catches, 2 touchdowns, 49 yards, and like I said, I just cannot be any happier with the passing game. Jaden Reed had 28 yards on 6 catches. Also, that 1 touchdown, the very first drive of the game, or the second drive of the game, I'm sorry. But, you know, like I said, 34 points. You know, offense was clicking all over the place. We could have had absolutely more if it wasn't for the kicker, which that's another topic that we're going to talk about here in a second. But yeah, like I said, I cannot be any more happier. I know we just said we're going to talk about the kicker later, but I want to talk about it right now. Braden, what is going on, dude? The only good thing I can say about Braden right now is that he is 100% on extra points, which is a crucial thing because, you know, of course, touchdowns, if he misses 2 out of 4 or whatever, you know, that's a big changer right there if it comes to close games. But he's been great with extra points. like dead on, right down the middle, no close shots, whatever. Easy extra points. I'm not even worried about that. But when it comes to anything over 40 yards, it's like you gotta hope and pray, because he would either get really close to missing it whenever he makes it, like right on that post, or completely misses it wide left or wide right, whatever, which he did earlier in this game. Well, yesterday. I'm recording this on a Monday, but I don't know, man. It's like we all know the Packers kicker is the main issue for the offense. We just don't know where we can even trade for one. Like, do we go out and trade for that Cowboys kicker? I can't think of his name top of my head, but one of the best kickers in the league right now. Do we even do that? Like, I don't know what the Packers can do right now. You can't just go off the street and sign somebody else because, or sign somebody else, because it's just not going to fix anything, We have to trade for one if we're going to do it. 6th round pick at this point, I don't know, but I'd rather trade a 6th round pick for a 5th round pick for the freaking Cowboys kicker all day long than have Braden. I'm sorry, man. Anything over 40 yards, it's like 20% chance he's going to make it, at least in my opinion. But again, Packers just can't go out there and sign somebody else in free agents because they're free agents for a reason. Even the kicker for the Giants, we made a video about him. He was on the Packers. I don't know. He missed a couple of kicks last night too. I can't think of his name, of course, off the top of my head. But yeah, I don't know what the Packers can do with the kicker. We're just gonna have a kicker problem for the next couple of years. It is what it is. Kyler Murray went 22 for 32 as well, just like Jordan Love. 214 yards, a touchdown, and no picks. He also got sacked no times, and he was very, not efficient at all in the running game. And that's what Kyler Murray is known for. He's usually extending the plays on the outside, He's always getting at least 50, 60 rushing yards a game. He's known for that. In this game, he only had 14 yards on 7 carries, which is absolutely insane. Looking at the rushing stats real quick, 2 for the Cardinals. Trey Benson was their leading rusher with 26 yards on 5 attempts. The Packers definitely shut down the run game, and that was definitely the best game for the Cardinals. The best thing for the Cardinals is their rush game, so I was really happy about that. They had no rush game at all. Like I said, we shut down James Conner, we shut down Kyler Murray, extended the plays. Like, the Packers' rush game was actually really good, and it's weird to say that. Trey McBride was the leading receiver for the Cardinals with 96 yards on 8 catches. Michael Wilson was the only one with the touchdown with 21 yards, and Marvin Harrison was in the game for at least the first quarter. I think he got hurt in the second quarter with the concussion. I don't think he returned that game just because it was already a blowout. I didn't watch the second half of the game because I was already on, Stream East. Hopefully I don't get banned for that. But I know we all do that anyways. But I didn't watch the second half of the game. I don't know if he even played the second half. But Marvin Harrison, him being out was a big factor for the Cardinals. I think he's the biggest playmaker. And yeah, just from the start, the Cardinals went 3 and out 3 straight times. And then the Packers scored 2 touchdowns just like that in the first 3 drives. This game was basically out of hand, like I said, in the second quarter. It got a little bit close in the second quarter when it came to halftime because, of course, like I said, that one interception, they got field goals 24-10, basically going into halftime. But yeah, like I said, realistically, the momentum was all Packers all game. The Packers did force 3 fumbles. We got 3 fumble recoveries. I don't remember exactly who. Well, I know Evan Williams had a knockout in the, when the Cardinals were in the red zone, which was really good. I think that was in the fourth quarter. I think they had 2 fumble recoveries in the fourth quarter. And again, 3 turnovers and 3 turnovers. We already have 15 this year. We had 16 all of last year, guys. We only played 6 games. We still got 11 to go. We already tied. We already have more interceptions than last year, I think, by a couple. And then, of course, the turnovers, we're right there. We're 1 away from being last year. Like, our defense, even though we give up a lot of big plays, I feel like we still turn over the ball a lot. We're like the top 3 team in the NFL when it comes to turnovers. And again, that's really good for the Packers defense. I know they give up a lot of big passing plays, a lot of big rushing plays. I think that happens all the time in the NFL, but turnovers are a huge part of the NFL game. The turnover margin is not no joke. We all know that. And the Packers won the turnover margin by 2. And I'm really proud of his defense because, again, Cardinals were coming into this game playing against, they won against the 49ers, and, they're humming. They got the momentum going. They came back a very large deficit, too, against the 49ers at Santa Clara. And they came into this game, we're going to beat Lambeau. We're going to blah, 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 blah. And the Packers shut them out, and that was just amazing to watch. The one interception I do want to say was by Sean Murphy bunting. Like I said, Bo Melton slipped, so it shouldn't even happen. But it was great awareness by Sean Murphy Bunting. That's such a weird name. Right in his hands. I mean, freaking just beautiful catch by him because it was just right there in his hands, of course. So I did want to give credit to him real quick because interceptions are still really hard to get in this NFL game. And it sucks that Xavier McKinney's interception streak is over at 5. Such a freaking bummer because they even throw the ball to him the whole game. All Kyler Murray did was chuck downs, right, like 10 yards down the middle. Like, he didn't go deep at all in this game, and that was actually kind of nice to watch too. He was scared to go deep against Xavier McKinney, so it is what it is. Now the Packers are sitting at 4-2, bottom of the division because this NFC North is just stacked this year. The Bears are 4-2. The Lions just completely smacked the Cowboys like 47-9. They're 4-1, and of course the Vikings are still 5-0 because they had their bye week. The Bears just smacked the Jaguars. That game wasn't even close either. This division is going to be tough, and I am actually really excited because these NFC North games are going to be just insane. Even next week, the Vikings and Lions, that should be a primetime game, but of course it's a 1 o'clock game because that's how the NFL schedule makers do it. But anyways, we have the Texans next week. They are 5-1. They just smacked. Who did they just play? I can't remember the top of my head. They just won. Was it? No, I was about to say Colts. I don't know. I'm having a brain fart. I just know they won against the Patriots. That's who they beat. The Texans beat the Patriots. Sorry about the background noise. I don't know if you guys hear it, but it's freaking very loud. I probably saw a dump truck or whatever. But anyways, I'm getting too distracted. Packers have a huge game next week against the Texans in Green Bay. It's a 1 o'clock game. It might be flexed to 4:30. I'm not sure or whatever, but I'm pretty sure it's going to stay at 1. But yeah, I just cannot wait for that game recap, game preview, and all that. But I'm out of here. If you like video, hit that like button. And yeah, like I said, I'm out of here. Go Pack, go, baby. Deuces.